How many listening to this video have reached a goal, lived in that goal space for a while, but then reverted back to where you originally started, and maybe worse yet, even fell even further behind from when you started? If so, this video is for you. And also, if you've experienced this, you might also refer to this as self-sabotage. So I know this space so well because I'm Connie Jo Holmes and I'm the founder of Be You to Be Full Hypnosis and Coaching. And so I do this work every day in my life as well as with my clients. And so that's how I know this topic so incredibly well. And so today's video is going to talk to you about self-sabotage and two theories, tested and proven theories, that I have on how to bust through that self-sabotage, okay? So the very first thing is, it is a fact that when somebody wants change in their life, it's two reasons it's going to cause that. Either you have pain that you are wanting to run away from, or you have a compelling future that you want very badly. And more often than not, it is that pain that we're experiencing that we no longer want to experience that is driving us towards wanting this change. So I'm going to use an example because I also do some mindfulness and meditation teaching at an addiction recovery center. And I just talked about this topic recently with them. So I'm going to use this as an example. And even though sobriety and addiction may not be what your concern is, do not turn off, because all you need to do is to take everything I'm saying and just whatever your desired change is, just transpose that on top of everything I'm saying. I'm just using this as an example that I think can be maybe not personally relatable, but very understandable. All right. So if a person suffers from addiction, more often than not, it is possibly homelessness. It can be loss of money, loss of relationships, loss of job, any of these types of things that can cause massive pain in somebody's life. And that pain is enough that it says, all right, I want to make a change. So therefore, that person then would come and check themselves into an addiction recovery center. Okay. And so, and even though nobody wants to feel pain, in this case, that pain is your best friend. It really is. It was painful enough that it said, that's it. We're done with this. We want change in our life. So that's actually a moment when we're going to thank that pain for being there, because it pushed us for that change. Okay. So then you reach your goal. You become sober, you lose weight, whatever it might be. And so you reach your goal and you're happy and you get comfortable. You live in this space for a while. Well, you're comfortable and you're happy, so that pain is gone. You no longer now have something riding down your butt, pushing you towards that change. And so it is at that moment that I have found, both personally as well as professionally with working with all my clients, that is the point that what people call self-sabotage can kick in. And so it is at that exact moment that you begin thinking about your compelling future. Wow, I'm 50 pounds lighter. Wow, I'm sober and I've been sober for months now, or whatever your change is that you want. And so once you're living in the space, now you know what it feels like. So now you can begin to dream about your future. What does my future look like 50 pounds lighter? What can I do now? How much better can I move, and all these different things? How is my life completely different now as a sober person? And again, I'm just kind of throwing in these different goals kind of interchangeably here, but you get the point with this. So it is at that moment, and I think it's a delicate dance, and this is where you need to be mindful. Mindful that that pain pushed you towards that change. Welcome that pain. Embrace that change, live in that change for a moment, celebrate it. But then the moment you start to notice you get comfortable, that's when you do that pivot in your mind. And that's when you start to think about your compelling future. It's almost like that pain pushes you. And then once you're living in that comfortableness, that's when your compelling future can reach out, grab you by the hand, and pull you towards it. So if that visual helps you a little bit, have that as well. So another thing, it's different than this, but yet it's very closely related. I'm just giving you a couple of different ways to think about things so that when you're experiencing this, you have some, it's like a life preserver you can hang on to and remember this. So another thing that I talk with clients about a lot, and I've personally experienced this myself, is we all have whys that might drive us, okay? So a why to lose weight could be you have diabetes that runs in your family and your blood draw numbers are starting to get a little dangerously close to, having diabetes or pre-diabetes. So that a lot of times is a very, very strong why. That why drives you to that change. But I also find what's important is to start to think about who are you going to become once you reach that goal. Because if you think about it, if you go from being addicted to being sober, you're a whole different person. If you lose 50 plus pounds, you're a whole different person. So who are you going to become on the other side of reaching that goal? And really tapping into that who, starting to bring that who to life as you're reaching your goal, so that once you land in that place of reaching your goal, you're already acquainted with who you are, who you're becoming, who you're further going to become. And so I think these two concepts, connected, but yet, somewhat different, can be really helpful for people to stop the self-sabotage. All right. So one other thing, if you have found this video helpful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. But also, I have a very simple goal document that you can download for free. The information is in the description box. It breaks down your goals as a strategy and then tactics. So strategy is the overarching, this is what I want. And then the tactics are the details. And then I also have milestones in there because milestones are so important. They are, the guardrails or the milestones along the way to tell you, hey, you're on track, you're doing well, keep it up, that type of thing. I always like to tell people with weight loss, if you want to lose, let's say 30 pounds in 4 months, oh yeah, I can do that, no problem. Well, you might also think, well, I can push this off. It's 3 months down the or 4 months down the road. I can push this off. I can start on Monday. But and I want to say, and that's what can get people in trouble and then never reach your goal. So if you have milestones, what you're going to do is you're going to say, I am going to reduce my weight by this date and this amount of weight. And you're going to have these different milestones. So instead of looking at that end weight by a certain date, you're actually looking at your milestones along the way. So that is what keeps you on track. And so it's a really, really good goal setter and a goal tracker. So if this is of interest to you, again, check it out in the description box below. Excuse me. But as a high level recap here, what I wanted to do is just to remind you to maybe think about this as your identity. What is my identity that I am going to be, have, do, and give on the other side of me reaching this goal? So whether you think about that as far as who are you going to become, what is your compelling future, that type of thing, but also acknowledging and respecting what are those things that drive you, the why drives you, as well as that pain is just chomping on your behind, pushing you forward. So those are actually good things, but then finding that pivotal moment where you can turn that pain into a compelling future and where you can turn that why into that who you're going to be. At the end of the day, it's all about that identity that you want to connect with. All right, so I hope this was helpful. And again, if it was, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I really welcome your comments. Have you experienced this? Once you hear this concept, is this going to help you in the future anytime that you have done any self-sabotage? All right, thank you so much. Take care. Bye.